folks. It's about 10 degrees out here. Got another little storm last night, so we got some more snow to move. But I think before I do that, we're gonna go in the kitchen today and do a little canning. Got a few birds I took out, but not to lunch last week or so. And get them in jars and get them all canned up. So sorry about the graphicness of this. If you're, I put a little warning there in the video, but if you folks aren't used to this, fast forward it. But this is how I like to use it. Like, just use it here as a standard old timer buck knife, my hunting knife. And what I do is just start breaking this, quartering this chicken up. Get that bone a little too early there. Oh, there we go. There's a wing. There's really not much on these wings. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna boil this for broth anyhow after I get all the meat off, as much meat as I can off of it. So these wings are really tough to get much off them. But there's one little piece here I usually just trim off. And then make sure you got some rags around, because just chicken can be a little greasy. Or not greasy, but you know what I mean.
Why is this important? Okay, let me give it to you again.
Alright then, got the meat trimmed off of that. Didn't trim every little speck of it off because, like I said, we're gonna cook that up for soup bones and chicken broth, and pressure cook that as well. There's a little piece, I get that, but anyhow, you don't have to, it's hard to get it super clean, but got a fair amount. So anyway, I'm gonna put that over here. It goes in a freezer bag, and all that we'll put in the freezer and make some good broth out of it. Can't beat it. And I'll chunk this up. We'll get that all into jars. Can it.
Sweetheart.
you go. Got that white meat and dark meat all cut up. I mix them up so when I put them in the jar I get a little bit of both. Probably saw some of these tendons from those legs. Those actually, I've tried to trim those out before I canned it, and it's a pain in the neck. It takes forever. Plus I found once I cook it, when I can it and it's cooked and you use it, you can peel those right out as you're preparing whatever meal or what have you. Makes good chicken salad too, after it's canned. So I got a teaspoon of salt in there. And just go ahead and fill these jars up. And get them all prepped. Once I get this pack full, usually just fill it to about that level there. Just kind of below that. Then I add water to it, fill the voids, and seal it up, get it in the canner. So then when you got it all cut up, pack it in these jars. First I put a teaspoon of salt in the bottom, pack it full just to the kind of the rim here, leave some space. Then I take a spoon and put it in there and fill the rest of the voids with water. And then you gotta boil the lid part of it. Before you put that on, it's a good idea to take a little of that boiling water and wipe these tops. So that's all cleaned off. Yeah, the water's hot. I'm gonna take this little thing here and put the lid on, the ring on there, set it in the canner, and just repeat that till your canner's all full. And just filled up, and we'll start to pressure it up. Alright, got this heated up to a steady temp. Reason I do that is I had a couple of these jars in the refrigerator, so I had water in there, so you don't want to shock the jars and immediately start boiling this thing, so you could break a jar. So I'm going to cover this up and lock it all down, and we'll let it run a little bit so this through this steamer here. Once it's got a boil on it, we'll close that and start building the pressure. Well, okay then, there it is. We got it up to 10 psi. I'm going to cook that there for 75 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. Then we let it cool down and let the pressure lower itself, come off of it on its own. Don't open this up before, and then pull the jars out. One other thing, folks, it's always good to have something else going on in the kitchen while you're cooking this pressure cooker, because unless you got a consistent stove, it could take off on you. The pressure could just, I don't know what the deal is with these stoves these days. This thing's, ever since it's been new, I can't walk away from it with anything cooking on it. But anyhow, yeah, make sure you just stick close, keep an eye on the pressure. If it gets above where you want it, you gotta adjust the burner accordingly. Shut it off. I've had to shut it off before and let it come back down to the right temp, and then turn it on again. So a good idea to be cleaning up the kitchen or something, or baking bread. Well, folks, the last of the pressure's off of this thing. You can see the dial's down to 0. There's probably a little still in there, so I always like to pop this. Oh yeah, a little bit more in there. I hope that didn't damage any of my jars. Let's take a look. I got another batch to broth the can, otherwise I wouldn't be in such a hurry to get this open. I got more work to do. Oops, I guess I gotta undo them all. Oh yeah, there's steam for you. Did the camera get hit by that? Clean it up. Hopefully it's not bad. Oh yeah, well, let's check them out. Now they're still cooling down, so they'll need a little time to cool, and then they'll start poppity popping and sealing. And like I say, I probably let them sit in there a little longer, but I got more work to do. I got this broth to can in here. Oh yeah, chicken broth. I wish I had more chicken, but only had 3 of them to put up, so like I say, this stuff's great. Makes good chicken salad, sandwiches. Oh yeah. And then, yeah, well, it looks like all of them are good. Nothing's broken. Sometimes I've had jars break in there for some unknown reason, but all right, folks, there we go. And that's how I do my chicken. I'll catch you folks in a few. Oh yeah. Realized I didn't have all the lights on, so you couldn't really see that chicken in the jar very well. I'll probably post a short of it when it's all cooled down so you can see what it looks like. Thanks for watching, folks.